Jai Bhim, and a very good afternoon to everyone present here. I am Revati Gaikwad, granddaughter of Dr. K.D. Gaikwad. It was a pleasure listening to Dr. Gaikwad sir's speech on his newly launched book, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Pioneered Indian Democracy. I am glad to have the opportunity to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's book launch event. Honorable Shri Vishwanath Chegaukar Sir, retired IAS officer, Principal Secretary, Government of Tamil Nadu. Before his selection to Indian Administrative Services, he served in Government of Maharashtra as Assistant Secretary and as Deputy Collector. After his selection through MPSC, Sir have also been a devoted teacher after completing his Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Education and Master of Education. His competitive spirit did not permit him to be satisfied but escalated him to take a higher jump in Indian administrative services. With a strong determination by surmounting all difficulties, he took up UPSC examinations and successfully qualified as IAS officer. He completed 3 decades of administrative services in the province of Tamil Nadu and retired as Principal Secretary. After retirement, he undertook a task to complete his autobiography with honest presentation of experiences so as to inspire the younger generation to pursue their career. I hope this should serve as definite incentive to young students like us in shaping our destiny in today's competitive world. Surely, Chegaukar sir's book titled Marathon will serve as a guiding lamp. Now, I request Honorable Shri Vishwanath Chegaukar sir to enlighten us and express his views about the newly launched book, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Pioneered Indian Democracy.
Honorable Mr. Sheshravji Chauhan, prolific writer and ex-registrar of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Maratha University, Dr. K.D. Gaikwad, whose book is going to be, has already been published today in front of you, Worshipful Bantiji, prominent personalities from Dr. S.P. Gaikwad, Appasaheb Zumle, and all my friends, ladies, my wife Shobha Chegaukar, and students. It gives me great pleasure to be here to this land which was touched upon the great leader not only of India but the world, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. I wanted to be in Aurangabad during my student days, but I could not do that. So I think today is a compensatory visit to this land of Maharashtra. Friends, this book, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Pioneer Indian Democracy, in this head, the Indian word is very important. I do not know why the author has specifically mentioned Indian democracy. But when I gave full thought to this issue, I thought that he has aptly said like that. Because democracy can be up to three types. In present day, we can see presidential form of government or presidential democracy like America, France and other European countries. There is another form of democracy or democratic government, that is monarchy with democracy. Both words are far away from each other, but still in some of the European countries we see monarchy with democracy. In Marathi we can call it Ek Satta Rajya Paddhati, like in UK. We are having third type of democracy, that is called as parliamentary democracy, and here the author has rightly put the word Indian democracy. I would like to rate this book by its head as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar pioneered parliamentary democracy. I do not think that author will disagree with me. Friends, this is one of the astonishing book. I had an opportunity to read this book when I was in Chennai. Since the last 1 year, doctor has been pressing me that I should write a foreword to this book and I should go through this book. I know he has already authored 3 books on Buddhism, and this is his 4th book on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. You know about Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. I need not say much because of the communication technology development. Wholesome information can be appear on the screen of your computer. I would not like to bore you, but I will touch upon some of the dimensions which you might not have visited, or you might have visited but not put in the same manner. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's arrival to the Indian soil is a stupendous thing happened. Stupendous. It's a stellar performance he has did. Being a student of Indian history, when I go through the few pages of Indian history, I would like to invite your attention to the Indian history from 1850 to 1900. Just 50 years history. You have to glance and you can find out some of the facts which you might not have got attracted. But I would like to divert your attention to the history. These 50 years are very important in the Indian history. Now, if you look at the history, so many statesmen, great statesmen, so many scientists, so many writers, so many social reformers, so many educationists, so many constitutionalists have taken birth on Indian soil. To name some of them, I will start from R.N. Tagore. Before that also we are having Lokmanya Tilak, 1856 Lokmanya Tilak, 1861 R.N. Tagore. We are having Mahatma Gandhi, 1868. We are having Dr. Sir Radhakrishnan, I think 1889. We are having Pandit Nehru, same year. We are having Ishwarchand Vidyasagar. We are having scientist C.V. Raman. We are having scientist Jagdish Chandra Bose. We are having Dr. Ambedkar. We are having Subhash Chandra Bose. We are having P.C. Ray, Prafulla Chandra Ray, who has done excellent work in chemistry. Means the whole gamut of Indian public and their life is engulfed by the deeds of these personalities. There are many, but to name some of them before you can get a taste over their deeds. And everybody selected one area or two areas. Some of them have selected 3 areas. And through their chosen field, they have contributed to the Indian life. They have contributed for the betterment of their countrymen. And if you compare the whole history, whole gamut of the history in various fields, I can say that the arrival of Dr. Ambedkar on this planet, that is Earth, was extraordinary. The third party means a party which is not following any prejudices against Dr. Ambedkar and his deeds can come to the conclusion that his arrival to the earth was a great happening in our life. I would like to take you to some Greek mythological story. I am going to compare his life and his mission to the life and mission of a Greek mythology hero, Prometheus. Some of you might have read about Prometheus. Some of you might go to read also in the near future. Prometheus was a titanic character in Greek mythology, maybe some 3,000, 4,000 years before. We cannot name the year. During his life, most of the population was going through very difficult time. You will be surprised that the Greek god by name Zeus was against the mankind, the whole mankind. He did not want mankind to be on the earth. I do not know why the god should be against the human mankind, the humans. But in Greek mythology, it is said that the god was against the existence of human. To obliterate the human race altogether from this globe, what he did, he checked out a conspiracy. What conspiracy? What he did, he increased the population of wild animals. Geometrically, as if he has started some breeding program of wild animals, which is personal interest. All these wild animals used to attack human being and they will eat his flesh. It is said that that time the human beings were not having implements because it was a stone age. Only stone was there. Whatever implements you can make out of stone, it has its own limitations. But now we are having a developed metallurgy. You can make thousands of equipment, even you can make missile also. But during those times, all these things were not available. So human found it difficult how to attack wild animals, to save the humankind. But as it was God made, it was very difficult. Finally, everybody thought that we are going to get obliterated completely from the land. No man will be in existence. At that nick of time, Prometheus appeared on the scene. who was very strong, draughty, but at the same time, she was very human. He saw it, that within no time, the man race will disappear. So how to contain this onslaught on the humans? It is said that only fire would have been used against wild animals to contain their attacks. It is also said that the invention of fire was already done, but the god, the Greek god, secretly kept this in the heaven. The fire was secretly kept in the heaven so that nobody, no man on the earth should know about that secret place. Only Prometheus was knowing that secret. He went to heaven, brought the fire and passed on to the human race. Now you, with this youth, you can protect yourself. If you want, you can kill them within no time. And finally, the man race was able to contain attacks on men. After that, again, this story goes very long. He taught them how to read, how to write. All those things are there. I do not want to enter into that area because the speech will be very longer. My news, I have to cover other area also. So when I read all these things, I read through Google only. You can also go through Google and make Prometheus, the whole story will come out. Then real story starts from here only. Then I thought that this story is similar to the arrival of Dr. Ambedkar on the Indian soil and whatever he has done for his people is one and the same thing. What he did, he did not go to heaven. He brought the Indian Constitution, handed over to the mankind of India and asked to settle your all problems through the articles of the Indian Constitution. So here, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is a constitution hander. Prometheus is called as firebringer from the heaven. And here, in presence of earth, hardly some 72 years before, Dr. Ambedkar has done this work. Some of them have already seen Dr. Ambedkar. We are having Dr. S.P. Gaikwad, Appa Sahibji, Junde. They work with, or they saw this great man. We might not have seen. You might have taken birth, but you might not have seen. I am also one of them. Now I am 70. When Dr. Ambedkar died, I was 5 years old. Some of you might have seen from distance, might not have seen also. Therefore, I used to tell myself only that I am late on this globe. I might have come at least 50 years before, not only to see him, I could have worked with him. Maybe some small work I could have done with him. But the same principle is applicable to you also. We are late on this globe. If you are 70, then 50 years. If you are 60, then 60 years. Then if you are 90 years old, like Appa Sahib Dumbi, then I will tell that 20 years later. He has seen the Dr. Ambedkar, but he was student. I wanted grown-up person when Dr. Ambedkar was here. He worked here, he walked on this land, he spoke in Women's Parishad, that is roundtable conferences, he spoke in Indian Parliament, he was minister before independence. Most of them not got opportunity. The Baba Sahib was labor and irrigation minister during British period, 42 to 46. So friends, we are very late. We are too late when you compare with Buddha. Then I will say 2500 years late. We have missed that opportunity. Here also we have missed some opportunity. Not full, some opportunity. I feel that I have taken birth in 20th century when Baba Sahib was at least living, walking, writing, speaking on this land. By this simple thing, my chest has already crossed 56 inches. Might have reached 100 inches now. So this is the Dr. Ambedkar. And you can see where are we now. A lot of things we have to do. Dr. K.D. Gaikwad has brought out so many things in this book. Near about 1000 pages book is there and 100 references are there. Very rarely you can see a book of 1000 pages with 100 references. I have not seen in the recent past, I have not seen such a book authored by any writer. From Southborough Commission, because Baba Sahib public life started in 1990 to 56. Southborough Commission, 1990, Simon Commission, 1928, Golmes Parishad means Roundtable Conferences 3, 30, 31, 32, Ministry during a Viceroy Council, 42 to 46. Then suddenly, again he became minister in the new government, independent government, and our constitution making process started. Hindu Code Bill was also drafted by Dr. Ambedkar. Most of the things have been covered in this book, particularly the Pune Act, Communal Award, Hindu Code Bill. Another good thing is that this book is written in English, so it will appeal wider reader, not confined to Maharashtra, but beyond. I really congratulate Dr. K.D. Gaikwad for bringing out such a wonderful book. I will again touch upon the last message of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, because that is very important for us. I think it was in March 47. Dr. Ambedkar was not minister during British Council. British Council ministry was over by July 46, and then we were preparing for interim government. Baba Sahib was not made minister in the interim government. That is from September 46 to 15 August. Most of us we get confused. 1 year Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar was not minister in the independent government. Though it was not fully independent, But it was a caretaker government, interim government. Jagjivan Ram was the maid. In place of Dr. Ambedkar, Jagjivan Ram was the maid, I think, labor minister. No problem. Because for that also Dr. Ambedkar found that in the central ministry there should be two central ministers from scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. They have taken only one. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar sent message to the Prime Minister of Britain that I thank you for giving one birth, but I wanted two births. He personally went to London to meet Prime Minister and the opposition minister. Churchill was opposition minister, opposition leader. Churchill hosted a lunch for Dr. Ambedkar. And during their discussion, it was thought, Churchill said, sir, you can fight during Constituent Assembly debate. Whatever you want to do, you can do for your people during constitution making process. So in March 47, the Marathi writer, Mr. Prakya Atre went to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And he sought a final message, a message for the people. Because he wanted to bring out a special edition of Nava Yuga. Nava Yuga was a magazine that time. Then Dr. Ambedkar said, that for what purpose you are bringing out a special of Nava Yuga? No sir, your birthday is there, coming 14th of April. That time he said, I don't like my birthday to be celebrated. And I belong to Mahar community. Mahar, why you are doing for Mahar? He used the word like this. And there was a calmness for some time. Then he said, we should not give too much importance to the person. We should pay respect to the person, but don't worship them like God. But Tracy was also smart enough. He said, yes, I agree. I will bring this message for my people. But what about the downtrodden? At least for downtrodden, you should do special message. Then again, silence prevailed. The silence was broken by Dr. Ambedkar. He said, my life and mission is a message to my people. Those who are my people, those who consider me as their leader. So this is the message. But still Atre was not fully satisfied with the reply given by Dr. Ambedkar, because he wanted to bring out some more information from Dr. Ambedkar. Certainly Ambedkar must have read his mind, inner mind also, and then he told a story. Okay, then I will tell a story. And he has told the story from the Homer epic, that is Demeter. Demeter was a goddess in Greek mythology. Homer is the writer of that Odyssey epic. From that, Dr. Ambedkar lifted that story and brought to life before a tragedy. See, this Demeter is living in heaven, lost her daughter. Demeter, goddess, lost her daughter. She inquired all corners in the heaven to find out her daughter. Somebody told, no, 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 your daughter must be on the earth, not in the sky. Unnecessarily you are wasting your time. Then Demeter came down to the land, changed her form. She became the best nurse, and she came on the land. And that area was occupied by some king. She made king. She went to Darbar and requested him that I should be given some employment. I have come here to see the land. She did not say that I am goddess. Then king was very benevolent. He thought that he should help this nurse. He took the nurse to his wife, the queen. They had just a small child of 2 days or 3 days old. She agreed, yes, we want somebody who can look after the child. She really carried out the work honestly. But daily night, what she will do? She will enter into the room where this child was kept. As she was goddess, she will take the child from that room and she will take to her room. A special room was given to her and she will keep on fire daily 1 second, then next day 2 seconds, then 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Daily the child became a little bit strong enough to sustain the agony of fire. She became strong and stout also. The face was very brightened. And again she will bring to the child room also. The next day the queen will come and see the child. She will be very happy that my child is very good. One day what happened, in the midnight, when Demeter was doing this exercise with the child, she went to the room. Child was not there. They searched for the child. Abruptly she entered into the room of that nurse, Demeter. And she saw this exercise going on in front of her. She immediately cried and taken the child from her hand. I shouted at her, get out, get lost from here. This is not the purpose for which we have given you appointment as nurse. She wanted that child to become a god. Because she was given very good treatment by the king and by the queen. And all those court, very good treatment. So she was very happy. Meanwhile, she researched for her daughter also on the earth. But overall treatment was very good, special food, special room. Then she handed over the child to the mother, queen. But the child became very good actually. For only 90% God's chip was acquired by the child. Maybe 90 or 95. 5% is left out. Had this not been noticed by her, at least for a week period, the child could have become a god. Maybe you can say child god. Demeter left for heaven. But what happened finally? Here, the child could not become a god. but with greater extent, it has acquired all traits of God. Dr. Ambedkar said to Atraji that this is my message to my people, that I tried my hard level to bring up to this point. I could not make them fully God, but they are on the verge of becoming God. So friends, now whatever he has done for us, we have ripened the benefits. And I wanted to be very pessimistic enough. I do not want to say that we have not done anything for these 70 years or 80 years. We have done a lot. But still, that 5-10% is the vacant place. We have to fill up that vacant space by our good deeds, as advised by Dr. Ambedkar, and I am sure this message will go down and everybody will respond in a positive manner to make that child a godship. That's all. I thank Dr. Gaikwad ji, who has given me a very good opportunity to be here with you. This is a very sacred land, appointed land by the touch of Dr. Ambedkar, and I wish Dr. Gaikwad, author, a very reputed surgeon. Actually, very lately we have met. Very lately. I wanted to constitute a commission also, inquiry commission, why Shedapur has made Dr. Gaikwad so late in their life. I am 71 and he must be 86 or 87, 88. And I am meeting him at the age of my 70. So where was I and where was he? There should be third person who can inquire this matter and find out the guilty person and hang them. Hang them with 2 past strictures against them. I know. Some of the strictures might come to me also, because I left Maharashtra for Tamil Nadu in the last 35 years. So friends, this is joke apart, but just to enthuse you that we are Ambedkarite. Everybody who is Ambedkarite, not by community, who wants to develop every individual. Okay, given him all his rights. Dr. Ambedkar, what he has done? He has given human rights back to the people. Previously they had, but according to his definition, he said that from Gupta period we lost everything. 400 AD. This was the last, I think, some 1500, 1600 we lost these rights. Again I tell you that why we have accepted Buddhism so early. We have not fought with Ambedkar why we should accept Buddhism. Our all great people, like senior people or those who died now, without any fight with him, peaceful manner, everybody lined up behind Dr. Ambedkar. I personally feel that this is because you were Buddhist earlier, that DNA was already in existence, but that DNA was, what I say, मराठीत आपण म्हणतो त्याला जंगला होता तो DNA. तो बाबासाहेबांनी जंग काढून घेतला. म्हणूनच आपण इतक्या लवकर बुद्धिस्ट ॲक्सेप्ट केलं ना. एका त्यांची जी मध्यस्थी होती, ग्रेट मॅन, म्हणजे कुठं जगात अशी कुठलीच गोष्ट नाही आहे की एवढी मोठी गोष्ट तुम्ही धर्मांतर केलं, अशी गोष्ट दुनियेच्या कोणत्याच भागात आणि कोणत्याच मानव समाजाच्या संदर्भात घडली नाही. ती फक्त आपल्या संदर्भात घडली डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांच्या निग्रही मध्यस्थीमुळे. आणि त्याला कारण हेच आहे की आपण ऑलरेडी बौद्ध होतो. 400 AD पर्यंत म्हणा, लगेच त्याला मुलामा चढला. बऱ्याचशा गोष्टींचा. आणि तो मुलाला लवकरच गेला, एका बोलल्याने ते गेला. तुम्ही त्यांनी तर आता किती लोकांच्या सभा घेतल्या त्यांनी. erstwhile he conducted so many meetings. erstwhile Pabler, erstwhile Potraj, erstwhile Bairagi belong to scheduled caste. Even prostitution's meeting was conducted by Dr. Ambedkar at Bombay, Kamtipura. And he threatened to them that if you do not leave this business, I will throw you into the Arabian Sea. Dr. Ambedkar said in 1936, he tried his level best to see that your tomorrow is bright. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shegavkar sir, for expressing your views explicitly. It was pleasure listening you. Now we would like to hear our next speaker. Honorable Shri Sheshrao Chauhan. He is a prolific writer who has authored more than a dozen of books on the past and current political scenario just to energize the social and political sentiments of the society. He is a voracious reader and a sensitive social thinker, always ready to do his best in common good. We salute his enthusiasm. I request Honorable Shri Sheshrao Chauhan sir to express his thoughts.
I know I am the last speaker, and when the last speaker stands to speak, the audience, you see, slowly try to leave the hall. Since I am conscious of it, I would not try your patience for more than 10 minutes. Even then, I will try to be as brief as possible, because I am not in the habit of making speeches, I am in the habit of writing. And writing, you see, brings repetition on speaking. First of all, I thank Nishant Barve for so lovingly welcoming us in his innocent language and in his innocent words. Then I begin with paying my regard to Venerable S.P. Gaikwad Sahib, whom I met, you see, after 30 years. Today's chief guest, Sri Shegavkar Sahib, who I am meeting for the first time, and Dr. K.D. Gaikwad has provided me an opportunity, I should say privilege, to meet a doyen of an administrator, as I heard him for a couple of minutes on the lunch table. Bhanteji, I see some of my old colleagues in the audience, like Dr. Patodekar, Devdata, Sanjay Gaikwad, Vijay Patrikar, Dr. Gangavne, Dr. Bhante, Dr. Save, and so many others. Friends, I must congratulate at the outset Dr. K.D. Gaikwad for producing such a voluminous book. And this voluminous book, coming from a person who has been, you see, all through his life, a surgeon of repute. And a surgeon is hardly equipped to take his pen in hand and write such a voluminous book. So this goes to the credit of Dr. Gaikwad, and the very title of this book speaks volumes. Sri Gaikwad has referred to the title Why Indian word is used. But that word itself, makes a lot of difference in the context of the Constitution. There is no aspect which has been left out in this book. And that too, as Gaikwad said, with references, which makes the book authentic. Reference is very, very necessary in writing the books. That establishes the credibility of the writer also. I know this because I have so far written 40 books, and in which every book has references. And I have friends like Professor Muske, whom I give my final manuscript to go through, and he comes out with certain suggestions, which are implemented in the book. So that is the important. Now coming to the life mission of this Gaikwad spoke. There is hardly any person in this land, in this country, who has sacrificed his entire life for the upliftment of his brethren. That is Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. You must be knowing, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was offered a district judgeship at the age of 35, with a promise in the appointment letter that he will be elevated to the position of High Court judge soon. And those were the days of British. And in the British days, to get a district judgeship at the age of 35 was something very great. But he refused it. And he refused it by saying that this judgeship, has no place for me, because I have decided to devote my life, entire life, for the upliftment of my brethren. And there is hardly any example in the history of the country, I may say world also, but I confine to country, a man who has made such a sacrifice. He himself has said at one place that if I want to become anything in this land, I will get it, but I don't want it. The reason was this. And the Constitution, now I come to the Constitution. Babasaheb Ambedkar's vision, foresight and warnings are relevant today as they were. For example, for the success of democracy, he had said that democracy rests on two pillars. One pillar is opposition party. Second pillar is free and fair election. I have chosen this only to elaborate that how far-sighted he was. If you look to what is going on in the country today, in respect of opposition and in respect of elections, we will find, if you go through the details of his speech, you will find that he was, as if alive today, looking to the present situation and making comments on this situation. Opposition today, the place the opposition has today, I need not tell you. Since most of you or all of you are intellectuals, you are abreast, you see, with the current situation, and you can see for yourself. Free and fair election, what has been going on you see in the country. For past few elections, no comments is required. He has said specifically that the elections will be controlled by the businessmen of this country. The businessmen will dole out you see money to fight election, and they will dole out money to extract you see returns of the money they have thrown in the election. Is it not going all this? It has been going on all this. And shamelessly, I should say, shamelessly. The statement that are being, I'm just hesitating, you see, whether I should speak or not. But then I say, the position, there is a public declaration that we want to make this Bharat Mukta. We want to make this Bharat Mukta. We want to make opposition Mukta Bharat and all those things. But Dr. Ambedkar has said, what is the place of opposition in the democracy? He has said that the opposition plays the role of a war dog. And whatever the government does, opposition there is to put an axe on them to behave. Nothing of the sort is going on today. Nothing of the sort is going on today. The type of politics going on in the country and the types of politicians we are getting and entering the legislatures and parliaments. Dr. Ambedkar had said that the elected representatives must have two qualities. Number one, Gyan, and number two, Sheel. Gyan and Sheel. And those who do not have Gyan and Sheel, I can tolerate Gyan for some time, but I cannot tolerate Sheel, you see, for a single moment. There must be, you see, name of Sheel coming into the portals of legislatures and portals of the country. What is the scenario today in the country, in the parliament? I just, you see, read out to you a para from my book, recent book. Narendra Modi Swayam said to Pradhan Seva. This is the latest book I have written, and here he has said about the members of parliament. The analysis done, what is the position of members of parliament? Who are they? How many are they? An analysis done by Association of Democratic Reform show that the 15th Lok Sabha had 315 crorepati MPs. In the 14th Lok Sabha, the number of crorepati MPs was 156, which has jumped. Which means that between 2004 and 2009 general election, their number grew by a whopping 102%. What is more, the average asset of an MP have shown a quantum jump in this period from 1.862 rupees 5.33 crores, 186% jump. The ADR's analysis of the affidavits of 304 MPs in 2004 and recontested in 2009 election showed that over this one term their asset grew by mind-boggling 289%. The average assets of the MP went up from 1.92 crore in 2004 to 4.8 crore in 2009. In the case of some MP, the ADR found that their asset had up by 1000% over the 5 years. These are all and that is what I have said. The Indian democracy, which is of people, for people, and by people, has degenerated into of. It is not OF, it is O-double-F, of. By. It is not BY, it is BUR, BUY. And it is not for, FOR, it is FAR. And what is the next result of this change if it is government is of the politician, by the politician, and for the politician. And who are you see controlling and running this government? 3 M's. 3 factors are you see dominating the formation of the government, election, and those 3 M's are: first M is money power, second M is muscle power, third M is mafia power. Don't you see that all these factors are, you see, prevailing in this country in every sphere of life? And Dr. Ambedkar said, all this democracy has to be made successful. Democracy has to be run on ethics, morality, and purity in public life, which is vanishing today. Then Dr. Ambedkar has said about hero worship. He was against hero worship, deadly against hero worship. He has said that if the hero worship is not disbanded, what will happen? What will happen? It will lead to the dictatorship. It will lead to the dictatorship. I am afraid, I have written in this book, that if the present government under Mr. Modi gets elected in 2024, he will convert himself into a dictator. And I have given reasons. What makes me say so? I only hope that I prove wrong for the interest of the country. Let us see. Ambedkar has said about heroes. A day will come, when on the hotel boards of the public places, instead of writing, beware of, what they say? Beware of dogs and so on. There will be a time to write, beware of the great men. That will be the word written on public places. That time is not far away. The last point I want to make is about the caste. Ambedkar has written a thesis on the caste. But today, he has said that the caste will be ruin for India. They will ruin it. But today, caste after caste are being strengthened for political purposes. Agitations are being launched, movements are being launched, And I am afraid that if they continue in this way, it will pay havoc of which Dr. Ambedkar said in his Annihilation of Caste. And then Ambedkar has said about the nation. Nation. Ambedkar has said, we are not a nation. We are not a nation. Then he has said, how can we be a nation? When there are, you see, hundreds and thousands of castes which have divided the country, there cannot be a nation. If you want to make India a nation, annihilate the caste. Instead of annihilating the caste, my study and the figure which I have given in this book, the castes have multiplied from 4,173 to be precise to 4 lakhs. And they are going to be increased with the present situation. So these are some of the points which I wanted to make. I am thankful to you for bearing with me. And in the last, since I see that this gathering is of intellectuals, Ambedkar has said about the intellectuals, I would like to read what he had said about the intellectuals and appeal to you to think over it and try to contribute whatever you can in your own field, in your own capacity, in your limitation, to overcome the situation and do something for building of India, which has not been unfortunately built up during the last 75 years. Although Amrit Mahotsav is being